talent, the biblical interpretation is a gift, presumably from God.
Yeah.
And do you regard your talent as a gift from God, or do you regard it as something that's just in your DNA from your mom and pa?
I regard it as both, because when we grew up, there was so much music in the house and so much singing going on, and my dad had a very good voice and he had that falsetto thing. As regards your question, I also think possibly there is something that comes with your emotional baggage as well that's in your voice. I don't know what it is, but seemingly I have an ability to tell a story and tell emotional stories very well and get to the core of them very well. And they pay me money to do that. They pay me to make people cry, in other words.
But you don't see it as something directly given to you?
I'm not sure. I do believe there's a force out there. I do believe there is a force. I don't believe it's Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I do not believe in that. But I do believe that I've had experiences, very few, and actors will tell you also that they've had the same experience. I remember doing Les Miserables one night in New York, and everything seemed to align. Everything seemed to fall into place. It was like a spiritual experience. And I was like a third eye. I was like a channel. And it was as if I wasn't there, I was standing in the wings watching myself doing it. That to me sort of, I don't know, it was a very, very strange and a very wonderful experience at the same time, but it sort of
wasn't
shocked
threatening
me.
or sinister or
no,
anything like that?
It wasn't at all. It was very, very comforting, and it was a beautiful experience. I couldn't.
And what do you now think it was?
I thought afterwards it was the energy, that side of the energy, the orchestra, the interaction with the actors on stage that night. Everything was perfect. Everything aligned. All the stars aligned. But there was something else that made that happen to me. Something outside. That has happened about twice or three times to me in my life. I believe in another thing too, that there's a saying, and it's a bit cliched, but that we're not physical beings having a spiritual experience. We're spiritual beings having a physical experience. I do believe that we don't really know who we are, and we are arrogant and presumptuous enough to think on this small piece of dirt that we're flying around in, that we understand everything, that we know the beginning and the end of things, you know. It's too big. It's too big. It's vast. But there is, as Einstein said, I don't want to know God, I want to know his thoughts. And that's what I'd love to know. I would love to be able to live for hundreds of years to see the way this is going to evolve. I would love to see exactly how this happened. But I don't have that time. I've so many songs to sing.